Hello friends, good morning, good afternoon. In this session, we are going to understand replication in SQL Server. So let's start. While installing the SQL Server, this checkbox should be on. Means SQL Server replication feature should be available in that SQL Server engine. Correct? Means let's say here there is a replication, right? So that is the available. Means we can configure the distribution, publisher, and subscriber. Okay, so I will show you first of all what is the publisher, what is the subscriber, and distributor. Okay, publisher means source DB, means from which we have to replicate the data, and distributor it means middle database which will act as a communicator between the source and destination, means which take the new transactions from the publisher and distribute to the subscriber. And subscriber means destination DB, means in which DB we have to transfer the data, right? So if we see in this case, yeah, this is the application, correct? Application inserting the data into the database one, right? And when we have a data, we have to replicate this data into the database too. So who is the publisher? Yes, this is the publisher, and publication DB we can call it as a, and this is the subscriber DB, means we are having the data from the database one, and in between that there is a distribution DB, right? And distribution DB is coming in system databases, and that will carried out the transaction between the database 1 and database 2, means publisher and subscriber. Okay, and at the end there is a subscriber DB, and subscriber DB which is responsible for reporting. Means let's say we have to do the some reporting, then we can select the query on that particular database too. Why? Because suppose let's say OLTP operations, means there is a um, this is the application DB, right? And there is a continuous insert, update, delete are happening on the SQL database one. So that database is busy. So again, we have to make a burden on a database one. So it is not good. So instead of that, we have to replicate that database into the database 2, and we can connect to the reporting so that we can have a smoothly select query on the database 2. And it will means there is a we are distributing the load. And one more thing, in case anything happen with the database one, then we can switch that database one to the database two, means database two will act as a primary database, means let's say application we can connect directly to the database two, and yeah, application smooth continuously after the 2 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever the uh, only we have to uh, lost the 5 minutes data or a 2 minutes data while switching, right? So or a 1 minute data, that is the means this is the high availability and disaster recovery solution as well. And in replication there are four types of replication. One is the snapshot, transaction, merge replication, and peer-to-peer replication. And in this video we are going to see snapshot and transaction. So that means snapshot is the one, means suppose at the first time we are replicating the complete database, so that is nothing but the snapshot, and there is a some records are inserted, and we have to replicate that transaction into the another database 2, so that is nothing but the transactional replication. And merge replication, it means suppose there is a two databases, is means there is a transaction happen on a first database that will replicate to the second, and if there is a um, transaction happen on the second database, that will replicate to the first one, that is the merge replication. So we will go through the snapshot and transactional replication in this session, and then you can easily understand yeah what is the replication means and what are the prerequisites. So REPL data is the folder, it contains the whatever the transactions and So that files and which is available on this path means C colon program files, Microsoft SQL Server, and then this is the folder path. Okay, so I have to show you, right? Here is the replication data and UNC. So this folder should be a shared one. So right click on it, then properties and sharing, right? So share this folder first and then click on OK. And that path we have to give in a while configuring the distribution. Okay. So as I said, yeah, there is a publisher DB, distribution DB, and subscriber DB. So in our case, I yeah, I'm doing the application DB as a publisher, and there is a one more database we have to create. There is a replication DB. Means so in that there is a transactions which are replicated from the application DB. So what is the first step? We have to configure the distribution first. First of all, let's see in the system databases, there are only four databases, right? And I'm going to configure the distribution, means which is the middle between the publisher and subscriber. So click on it, configure distribution, and this is the wizard. So my comp means there is a server will act as a distributor, and SQL Server will create the distribution database and logs. So here in system database there is a distribution database will create. Okay, click on the next. Yes, configure the SQL Server agent to start automatically. Yes, because that is handled by the SQL Server agent. Means whatever the transactions are came in a application DB, so we have to replicate that, right? And as I said, there is a snapshot folder, means where we have to save the snapshot and distribution database, right? So I am not changing any path here, and here is the distribution database we'll create. Click on the next. Yes, just finish it. And once this setup is done, then you can see the distribution DB in the system databases. Yes, error is occurred. Yeah, access is denied for the SQL Server agent. So we received an error, correct? So what we have to do? We have to go to the SQL Server Configuration Manager, and who is the responsible for SQL Server agent? NT Service SQL Server agent. This is the user. So here in security, go to the SQL Server NT Service SQL Server agent, right click on it, properties, and there is a distribution database is created. So yeah, in user mapping, yeah, distribution database, and so we have to give the permission to him. Yeah, so I am giving the DB owner permission so that he can read write all the things on the distribution DB, right? And click on OK. And if you see in the replication, so here is the distribution database is also created, and you can see the security. So users, yes, SQL Server agent is available to do the operation on the publication and subscriber. And here if you see distribution properties, so yeah, it is successfully created. Where to see, yeah, here is the publisher and there is a distribution database, and yes, here is the SQL Server authentication. Instead of that, we can make it as a impersonate uh, agent, SQL Server agent process account, so that he can do the any operation. And here we have to set the path, default snapshot folder. So I am giving the share path, right? So this is the my comp, and yeah, replication data same path. Actually I am giving the uh, yeah, with the network path, right? Click on OK. So miss distribution server distribution is uh, distribution on database is configured successfully. So click then what we have to do, we have to do the set up the publication. So click on publication, click on new, then application DB will act as a source, right? So we have to select it. Then first of all, we have to do the snapshot, but right now I am choosing the transactional replication. While setting up the transactional replication, it will ask for the, yeah, we have to do the snapshot first and then transaction. So we can choose that option. And yeah, definition of the all the replications type. So it is available at here. Yes, here is the database, and there are two tables in application DB. There are two tables. There is a student one and student, right? And it having the key new query. Select star from student. Yes, and right. So I am removing d- some records. Delete from student where student ID greater than 4. Okay, so it having right now only 4 records, and student one is the just replication, means it is just the copy of the student table, and but it don't have any primary key. So what is the prerequisite of the replication? Means only those object we can select that have a primary key. So if you see, there is a student is the primary key, so we can select that object only, and you can select the stored procedure functions as well to replicate that. Okay, and right now I'm just replicating the one table, and here you can add the filter, means there is a select a star from student where ID is greater than something. So here we have a facility to select the, means apply the filter clause. Okay, then click on next and create a snapshot immediately. So yeah, as I said previously, means we have to whatever the data inside it. So first time we have to replicate the complete tables, right? And schedule the snapshot agent. So every occurs every day 1 hours schedule will be starting from means today, right? And we can change. Actually, I'm not scheduling the snapshot agent because yeah, once the snapshot agent configured the successfully, means we are getting the data in the into the destination database. So after that we are getting the continuous transactions from the transactional replication, correct? So only first time we require the snapshot. Click on the next, and here is the snapshot agent and log reader agent we have to set. So security setting, and yes, I'm selecting the SQL Server agent account, right? And yeah, by impersonating the process account, means SQL Server agent. Okay, and same for the log reader agent, and then generate the publication. So I'm giving the name as a application DB underscore publisher. Click on finish. So article, it means number of objects you selected, right? And starting the snapshot agent. If you see here, refresh, then there are jobs are created, right? Here is the application DB, and there is application DB publisher one. So right now we have to set the subscriber. Okay, means distribution configured successfully, publisher configured successfully. Then we have to set the subscriber, right? So new subscription, and here we have to check, yeah, who is the publisher. So, and in this case we have to select, means there is a another, means in another case there is a uh, this is the my comp is the one server, and there is another server as well, so you can select that other server as well as a publisher, right? Right now we are going to set up the replication on only one server, but on multiple servers there is a, you can set up that as well. And I am selecting the publisher DB, right? Run all agent distributor, or there is a push subscription, means there is a, whenever there is a pull and push, these are the two types. So I am setting it as a push subscription, means whenever there is a command on in application, so we can push it to the subscriber, right? So subscriber DB, here we can select the subscription DB, means if anyone we have to select, you can select that, or here we can create the new DB as a new database. I am giving the name as a replicated DB. Okay. And here there is a, again we have to add another subscriber, means there is a one is the publisher and two subscribers. So that can be possible, means data is available in one database and we can subscribe it to the multiple, so that can be also possible. In this case SQL database too, right? And this is the publisher, right? And we have to create one more subscriber, then we can create as a database too, and which will act as a subscriber. Okay. Okay, so that's why we are having that option like add subscriber, and click on the next. So yes, you have to specify the security, means run under the SQL Server agent service account. So yeah, SQL Server agent will responsible for all these things. And then yes, agent location run continuously, then next. And yes, immediately we have to do the subscriber, and yes, create the subscription. You will get the script as well. So means in using the script you can see, yeah, what are the changes are happening. And if you refresh it, so you will get there is a one subscription, right? This is the subscriber, and there is a refresh the job, so one more job is created, right? And where is the replication monitoring? Yeah, here is the launch replication monitor. So you can see, yes, this is the application DB, and there is a first time, means whatever the, means per, when there is a performance critical is appeared, because whenever there is a transaction is coming into the publisher DB, so that is replicating, and that's why it is the performance critical. And there is a log reader agent is the important, so which are responsible for whenever there is a command in the publisher, so that are replicated into the destination, means subscription, right? And yes, here you can see no replicated transactions are available. So what I will do, I will create the some records in the publisher DB, and you can see in the replication DB. So this is the new window, and here is the student. So we are having the four records only, and I am going to insert some records. So yes, I'm copying the same script. Yeah, on my blog you can see this is the simple script, means create table and insert into the four record, insert into the student, there are four records at here. So I'm going to select Ram and Sham, right? and yes, there are two records are inserted. And let's see, replication monitor. So all the subscription at here and running. Yes, two transactions with two commands were delivered. Means one is the publisher to uh, distribution, and one is the distribution to the subscriber. And undistributed commands means is any there. Let's say you updated or inserted 50,000 records, so that is the number of commands in the distribution database and how much time it will take, so that is the calculation here. And yes, so if you see, so you can see there are two records at here. Okay, and what I'm going to do here, I am inserting the um, replicated name and Pune. So go 1000. So what it will do, it will insert 1000 records. And yes, forget about the same name, but yeah, here is the student ID is created. Yeah, means there is a 1006 records, and you can see 1006 means within a fraction of second you can see the data into the replication DB. And this is not only the means in log shipping we seen there is a standby read-only database, or you can't select for some time, so that is problem is avoid in means not in the replication. And SQL Server agent is completely responsible for to do this job. And one more thing I have to say, here I created the log shipping video. Means if you have to understand about the log shipping, so you can go through it. And I created the there is a always on videos as well. If you go playlist and there is a SQL DBA. So in SQL DBA there is a part 1, part 2, part 3 I created, and you can go through that as well. I hope you completely understand the replication. And let me know is any query for the replication. And let's say you update at here, means let's say 1000, so that can be also possible. Means update student set, right? So I am updating the 1000 records. And right now previously these records, right? So yeah, it will come in a fraction of second. Means there is a 1000 commands are delivering. If you see, uh, click on agents, so that is running, and in that 1000 commands were delivered. And let's say in subscription, click on here, so you will get the complete history here. Means publisher to distribution, and then distribution to the subscriber, correct? So all synchronization you can check at here. And one more thing, there is an one thing, means let's say you can try with merge to merge replication, peer to peer replication. Means you can insert the data into the replication DB, and that will available in the application DB, so that can also be possible. And one more thing, let's say in transactional replication, this is the one path. Means we are inserting at here and that will replicate it at here, right? But if you insert the record at here, then there might be a problem. Means application DB will say, yeah, that key is available. So we have to understand that scenario. Means in that case SQL Server replication will fail. So if you face means same scenario or a same situation, then please contact to me, or comment me in that session, so I will definitely will help you. And that is nothing but the log sequence number. We have to just manage that log sequence number, and you can manage that. I hope you got the complete information about the replication. If any comments about the replication or doubts, let me know. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, please share it and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.